Hello and very warm welcome to Clear Minds and Self Healing. My name is Asa and I produce content on this channel around social work related topics with the purpose of creating an awareness that we can use for reflection and self growth. I genuinely believe that empowerment comes from within. That the way that you become and you grow and you understand and love yourself against everything is by knowing yourself appropriately and understanding that situations are not static. Now we use everyday practical examples to really break down that message and take it away from the academics and the textbook and make it relevant and practical to the everyday person. Today, I'm going to use the wheat and the plants for our reflection. And the significant question here is, which are you feeding? Are you feeding the weeds in your life, or are you feeding the plants that yield fruit for you? Because here's the thing, we all give them nourishment. And the few facts about the wheat that you may not understand is that they come uninvited. And they grow and excel and take over the plot way above your hybrid seeds that you're trying desperately to cultivate. You find that the seeds in your garden that are valuable for your plants are demanding a little more sunshine, a little more softening ground, a little more warmth and manure and cultivation to give you the harvest that you want from those plants. Whereas the weeds are gone. They come uninvited, they crawl everywhere, they go into the cracks of walls and they excel. They do not wait or demand for those really comfortable conditions that your hybrid plants are waiting for to grow. What are you feeding and nourishing? Is it the plants in your life that will give you healthy fruit? Or is it the weed that will take over your garden, your value, your worth, your peace, the nettles that stink, that diminish, that hurt, or that make you self-hating? And so to really make this message about the weed practical in your life, you find that they kill your healthy hybrid seeds, and in this case, your happiness, your confidence, your sense of self-worth, and the things that you dream about, all the anxieties and the haters and the doubters and insecurities are those weeds that you feed that turn your plants into bitter thorns, that invest the garden with self-hate and low self-esteem and anxiety, which over time takes over that blooming personality that you came into this life with. And that's something that I really want us to bear in mind. What are you feeding? Every day, every thought, every practice, when people say that you're unable and you own it, that's watering, manuring, digging, softening, giving so much attention to those weeds day after day after day that they grow and grow and grow, and you wake up one day and become those manifestations that you should have been pulling out of your garden as they come in. And that's the purpose of today's reflection. So there are a few lessons here for us to learn. The thing that you give the most attention to, the one that you nourish and feed consistently, is the one that will grow and bloom healthily. So what is it that you're feeding? Is it your wheat, or is it your healthy plants that yield fruit for you? The second lesson is that some of that wheat is planted by us. The relationships in your life, those that you sit in, whether they are beating on us, whether they are hating on us, whether they insult us, you sit in because you don't dare to pull out your wheat. You don't want to step aside because of what you've invested in. But those investments are what you should look into, because you should spend money to kill your wheat. Get some wheat killer. Get whatever it takes to pull out that wheat from your life. And so if you're staying because you don't want to lose the money, that's the wrong approach. You should spend money to get rid of wheat for your self-health, love, worth. And those that we surround ourselves with, who crawl and stink like nettles, and we sit in, we are becoming the wheat ourselves, because you then find that you're the planter. After a certain amount of time of keeping and growing and feeding them, they are no longer the visitors. You're the one manuring, digging, softening, and making them grow in your environment while they suck the life out of you. So after all the criticism and the denouncing of the wheat, here's a contrary view for you. Wheat can be positive in your life. In fact, a little nettle stink is sometimes what we need, that kick up the backside to get us up, to see ourselves as worth better than that situation that just kicked us. So use your wheat in cases where it's not too toxic for you to live in. Let it be your motivating factor. Let it be your inspiration to be better than that situation. Turn it into manure. Use that criticism, that thief who stole from you, those scars that you've gained from the experiences that were at the time traumatic. Use those wheats to elevate you in your life, as opposed to letting them cripple you. Turn them into manure. The knowledge, turn them into courses, into books, into lessons that you've learned, and let those grow you to a different level. Learn something from the resilience of the wheat. They grow in all sorts of adverse conditions without complaining, like we do. It's not perfect, it's not ready, I'm not capable, I have no support. Let's grow on stones and underneath every crack like the wheat does. It doesn't wait for the sunshine. It doesn't wait for the perfect amount of rain. It doesn't wait for the soil to be tilled and softened. It grows. And I need us to be those resilient plants that rise above the wheat in their lives, that grow a little taller just because they refuse to let the wheat take over their plot, their valuable self-esteem, dreams, actions. And you only do that by consistently practicing, learning, doing the things that you know will propel you. And it's not always easy. It's not always easy when everyone else is doubtful, when the finances are not there, when the support is not there, when the upbringing already gives you a negative step to start on. But it also does not define your value. It also does not have to become your end, because the wheat does not sit there and complain. It doesn't even wait for an invitation. So knock on those doors. Push on those dreams. Invest in those children, those relationships, those projects, because we need to learn from the wheat and grow better than we are doing. Your happiness is not hanging on a wall waiting for you to take off every time you need it. It's sitting in a garden that is being threatened by wheat, resilient wheat, that you have to rise above every time. Claim your self-worth. Claim your joy. Claim your dreams from all the crawling, hateful, angry, guilty, anxious things that keep crawling into your life. Plant your spiritual seeds that will see you through all the issues of the world. Plant your healthy relationship seeds. And above all, plant your amazing self-worth seeds. Because that's the power that you need to overcome every situation. That belief in you, your worth, your abilities, and your dreams. That's what you should be feeding consistently with knowledge, with belief, with thought, with action. And if you love this message and you want to help a sister or brother plant some healthy seed in their life gardens, please share, subscribe, join us in this channel, and let's plant one plant at a time in our gardens, in our communities, and help everyone grow, bloom, and yield together. Thank you so much for visiting my humble page.